Hey there, sheepdoggers, and welcome to Blood Bowl 2. We are going to be doing an Undead tips and trading and guide and etc. type video. Not a massive fan of the Undead myself. They're alright, but they're kind of... no, they're not really my thing. But you can see the skill level is 1. You need a skill level of 1 to play as the Undead, apparently. So they're a good team if you just like bashing. If you want to not care about the majority of your players and you enjoy punching things. So it's like the Chaos, except for... Sorry, that was my headset being plugged in. So it's like the Chaos, except for your Minotaur big guy dude isn't quite as bad. Great bashing team, yes. Ghouls run fast. Yes, they're not a passing team, they're a running team. They're not really a running team either, particularly. Regeneration makes your team pretty resilient, yes. Well, yeah, okay. What I will say is, I don't know why this doesn't look the same as all of the others. This feels like it's had less effort put into it, actually. Weaknesses: no passing game, indeed. Ghouls have no regeneration and must be protected. Absolutely, they're like skinks. They will be attacked so hard. Few strength skill evolution for a bashing team. Sure. So we'll call them the obligatories, because this is the obligatory, I had to do it. This is the obligatory video, basically, where it's like, I had to do it because... that's quite cool. Yeah, absolutely. The Acid Bay Penguins, sure. Yeah, it's kind of like, I had to do it because, well... Didn't I? I have to do at least a video on the tutorials and stuff, because so many people have been like, oh, I love your tutorials. It's like, ah, thank you. Sweet. The Under Empire is Skaven. Clearly. Look at all the shit there. It's Skaven. It's not Undead. The Grieve Yard. Haha, genius. Well done, sheepy. No, not automatic choice, thank you. We'll confirm purchases. So I'd say we'd want 3 rerolls. And you see the Necromancer here, once per match, once per a match, apparently. If a player on the opposing team with strength 4 or less that does not have regeneration or stunty is killed, you may place a new zombie player in your reserve books. So basically, if you kill someone without those stipulations, basically, like skinks or goblins or anyone with regeneration, a troll, for example, or strength 5 and over, you can just get a new zombie, which is quite useful. Replaces things. It's very nice, and that's all great. So 3 rerolls. You don't need an apothecary because you can't bloody use it. What the hell? Okay, this looks different from how I'm used to. Okay, so let's look at the... let's go from the top to the bottom. And this is the bottom. The zombies have movement of 4. They are shit at movement. Strength of 3, fairly standard. You have agility 2, they can't really carry the ball, and you're not going to really use them to. And armor value of 8, they are nothing special. Then you have the skeletons. Movement of 5, they're a little bit further, and they got thick skull as well. Not too bad, not too bad. Regeneration as well, of course. Strength 3, agility 2, but less armor, so, it's harder to knock them out, you can see. But they do tend to get more injuries than the zombies. And then you have the ghouls. Hey there, bud. Who start with dodge. They have movement allowance 7, pretty nice. Well, pretty nice. Strength of 3, agility of 3, and armor value of 7. You're going to be using these guys, you can see here, passing is doubles, strength is doubles. You can see here, agility, passing, and strength is doubles, and you can see here, same thing, agility, passing, and strength are all doubles. So you might be saying to yourselves, well, shit, this isn't good. No strength at all on a bashing team so far, and these guys are pretty flimsy, and that's right. And then finally we have the white, movement 6, not too bad. They can be used as ball carriers. Block and regeneration, quite nice. Strength and agility of 3, and armor value of 8. Not bad at all, not bad at all. And then, of course, finally we have the mummies. Mighty Blow, of course. Regeneration, strength of 5, movement allowance of 3, agility of 1, armor value of 9. Very, very strong. And they do actually have strength as a double, which, if we go back to the whites have strength and general as singles. So the mummies have doubles, general, agility, passing. The whites only have agility and passing, but they don't have this thing here, really. So you can buy 2 mummies. This is very important. They do cost 120,000 each, but you can buy 2 mummies. You could also buy 2 whites. Now, I haven't really played around with the... I don't think I've ever actually played the Undead myself, so this is going to be a little bit trial and error, so we'll see what we can do. So first thing we want to do, see if we can buy 2 mummies. Yeah, we can, obviously, but we've got more to go. I'd say probably 2 mummies, 2 ghouls, and 2 whites and rest zombies. It is a possibility. Okay, so I would say with 30,000 left, this is a valid option. Of course, you can switch the zombies and the skeletons around if you so choose. So we could we could have 2 skeletons instead, which would mean 2 skeletons, 3 zombies. So you put the 3 zombies on the center line, on the line of scrimmage, where the ball's gonna be, where the halfway line, basically. And then you have 2 skeletons on the side, kind of as early blockers, and 2 whites on the side as for kind of more deep blockers, and then you have mummies in the middle, because the mummies are very important and they can barely move. They're like the zombies. They're worse than the zombies. They have 3 movement. They may as well be tree men. So keep that in mind when you're playing as this team. They're a little bit dwarfish in that they don't like moving very much, most of them. I'd say 3 rerolls, and this is a pretty standard setup. Considering the fact that you have no agility 4 or safe hands, I'd say definitely take 3 rerolls. But I mean, like, this is the thing, is if you wanted more ghouls or an extra player, which I'd say you don't really need an extra player with this team. Yeah, you're going to have injuries and stuff, and, you know, the game may not go your way, but I'd say, unless you really want to be cautious, taking an extra player just isn't that necessary. He looks a bit orcish there, I've got to say. So yeah, I'd say 2 mummies, 2 whites, 2 ghouls, and then the rest a mixture of zombies and skeletons. And if you wanted to change that up a little bit, I'd say 1 mummy, 2 whites. Stop it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. So obviously you can replace the zombies with skeletons as in how you choose. You know, a couple of skeletons on the wing is not a terrible idea. So again, you could do this as well and have 2, because the skeletons just have that slight extra bit of movement. Basically, they sacrifice some armor value for some movement, and along with thick skull means they're less likely to get knocked out, which is good. So I'd say again, you know, for this one, you have the zombies in the center on the line of scrimmage. You probably have the skeletons back a bit in kind of a more defensive role in the center, And then on the wings you have a white and two ghouls, two whites and two ghouls, one on each side, and the ghouls behind the whites, obviously. And then most likely the other two ghouls, I'd say, would go right at the back. Maybe one right at the back and one further towards the front to make kind of like a incisive cut. They do have dodge, which is very useful. And then, of course, the mummy in the center. Now, I think that's really, where you're going to be going with this. It's possible to buy maybe a few more skeletons and zombies if you take away one of the ghouls, but, you could maybe get to 13, but I don't think that's necessary, really. I think even this is a little bit overkill, possibly. So what you could maybe do, let's try this again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 11, and let's just confirm that for a second. And then our team rerolls cost 70,000. Huh. Team roster. Okay, so if we... no. Okay, we go back to here. Can't get rid of them. Okay, so let's just do this in our heads very quickly. So, if... that's 4 rerolls, and then if we get rid of a ghoul, I guess? So we're on 1? That's not really worth it. I thought we had 3 ghouls, we don't. Yeah, so you can buy another zombie. There you go. So you've got 1 mummy, 2 whites, 2 ghouls, 4 zombies, and 3 skeletons. But you do have 4 rerolls, and considering once you start playing, the rerolls are gonna be 140,000. That's not a terrible deal. I'd say the one I would advise, let's just go back here. The one I would advise the most is 2 mummies, 2 whites, 2 ghouls, and then the rest, like that. Fairly standard, and I reckon it'll work quite comfortably, especially as you're starting off. You get used to all the characters and everything as well, so, I'd say starting off, go with that. If you want to do something a bit more intricate, I'd say maybe the 1 mummy and 4 ghouls could be very interesting. You can kind of, adjust your play to be a lot more running and a lot less bashing, at least until you get your next mummy. The zombies and skeletons are destroyable, basically. If you want to destroy them, go for it. If you want to let the enemy destroy them, go for it. There's nothing really to worry about with them. Even if they do skill up a little bit, at the end of the day, they are just, yeah. You want to protect your ghouls, obviously, because they have no regeneration, and they're fairly squishy as it is. They're fast, they're ball carriers, that's where they are. With the whites and the mummies, I mean, strength skills are always good, but if you manage, dodge block is great on the whites. For the mummies, obviously, if you get a double, get a block. As your first choice, probably. And yeah, I mean, there you go, pretty much. It's a fairly short video, but I don't think I need to waffle on for a whole load of time. There's the team, there's the mummy, quite big, quite big. There's the ghouls, quite small, and there's the zombies and whites. Yeah, it is what it is. And the zombies, ghouls, and whites are also in the necromantic team, just FYI. So, there you go. So anyway, guys, that's just a quick tip and so forth video. I hope it helps when you're trying to figure out what to do with your team, basically. When you're first starting out, if you're not sure, I hope this helps you kind of figure it out. So yeah, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It also helps me out a lot, and I do really appreciate it. Don't expect loads of solid content for Blood Bowl 2, especially not until they sort some of the whole no race, not enough teams type thing, if you know what I mean. Necromantic, for example. And yeah. With all that said, I will see you in the next one.